Darn. Can't swear. So if I scoop this over here, man, it's getting close. See, look, see, this is great. I'm in the shot. You'll be in the shot. You know what I am gonna do is I'm gonna grab my coat because I know if I'm sitting by the window, we're here for a couple hours. I'm gonna start freezing my ass. There you go. I got it. Oh, thank you very much.
Careful not to spill anything. Yeah, on the computer. There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. You're online? You're connected on here? I can never catch. Do you have your own thing, or are you running off of?
I have my own thing.
Fuel. Okay, that's what I was
Well,
gonna say.
I know. Actually,
Because every time I try to jump on fuel, it's over here. I can never catch it.
The local network. I guess I can give you the thing for the local one.
Oh, there's a network here in the.
Yeah.
If I could just use my Nook and screw around on there, that's all I need. Let's see what update Facebook stuff. Are we recording? Or rather live?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay, cool. Hi, everybody. A few minutes late. Technical difficulties. I was too busy screwing around with the camera. Hope that doesn't mess up too much. Yeah, buddy.
Just make sure we sound like a thing. Okay.
We good?
One.
Test 1, 2.
My mic's. Yeah, that's acceptable. Okay.
How's mine?
Good.
Nice. Yaddy nice. Okay, hey, dude. How do I? What's the network? Or should I even say this on the mic?
Absolutely. This is riverwestradio.com. And tonight's program, 7 to 9 p.m. here on Mondays on riverwestradio.com. It's Extemporadio. Normally hosted by Sam Caban and Brendan O'Day. Brendan O'Day is off this week. He's had a critical health emergency. And I hope he'll be back with us very soon. Let's see.
There we go.
There we go.
Got some action.
Yep.
Hey.
Good. No problems. This is working. River West.
Right.
So I'm just going to pull up the screen here just so we can see if we see what we see.
Cool. What's the link here?
riverwestradio.com.
Not the link, but I mean the Wi-Fi.
Oh, the network is Matthews. And the password is all right, and with the we gotta find a place for that. That's all right.
Wow, it's not even showing up. It's not even showing up for some reason.
We are live.
All right, whatever.
All right, let me see if I can put this on here.
Anyway, what's up? Thanks for joining us here at Extemporadio. Are we? Oh, okay, I see. You're your Ustream. Do you see why is your stuff different from mine?
What now?
You're just like a few seconds behind. I'm just starting to realize.
That's the Ustream.
Yeah, okay, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
So I'm looking. I'm looking at the other camera.
TV. Here we go.
Ah, very nice. Yeah. Anyway, Extemporadio here in the heart of River West at River West Film and Video. Miss my little buddy, or I'm technically his little buddy, Brendan O'Day. Not here with us on the show tonight. I got T.W. Hansen trying to figure out my Nook, which does not feel like picking up a signal right now.
Just trying to get the local Wi-Fi here.
Wait, so when I saw you doing the stand-up, or you weren't like when you were doing when you did the open mic over at, is it Stage Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you do like the storytelling. You have like the other show, right? What is it that you do on those two?
I have nothing. I do nothing. Everything I have is malleable and subject to change. I'm not happy with any of my routines. There is no routine. I don't believe in routine, which is a problem.
So you're not happy with what you have,
No,
but you're
no, not at all.
but you're not. You don't want to do a routine.
Well, you have to do a routine. You have to wake up every morning and brush your teeth and use a popularly acceptable deodorant. And it's important to have routines.
All right, cool. But then wait. Then why did you start the show? Why did you what was the whole purpose? Just to do it?
Well, like my ex-girlfriend said, I'm the king of things that don't matter. So if this ever becomes important, you'll probably see me heading out the door.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why would you? What if this thing did get huge? Your show?
Well, if we can monetize it, I'll stick with it.
Yeah. Oh, so you get a few bucks. No problem with that. No wrong with that.
Yeah.
Start talking about your. I would start. See, you got me curious about do you have the places? You have some other places too, right? You got for rent?
Yes, I do. I have 2 duplexes in the neighborhood here, River West.
Okay.
Beautiful neighborhood. Fine neighborhood. Not too much violence or crime.
Not that I've seen.
Some, but not much.
Whatever.
Not nearly.
Anywhere you go,
yeah.
something's gonna happen.
We're still east of the freeway.
I used to kick it. I used to live in River West. I was like on Clark. No, Clark and wait. What's the corner where the co-op's on?
That is Clark and Wright.
Clark and Wright.
No, Clark and Fratney and that's Fratney and Wright.
There you go.
And Clark.
I used to live there.
Fratney and Clark.
I'm not sure anymore. I'm totally confused. I used to live kitty corner to the co-op, and like a nice little view, and I could see like the bike races and stuff when that went down.
What in the blue building there?
Yeah, and then like underneath there's like that
little storefront thing. Chris Smith owns that.
Yeah, I used to live in there for a little bit.
Yeah, Fox used to rent the garage there.
Fox.
Miles Fox, the guy making the movie about.
Oh, okay. Wait, you're making a movie?
Yes.
You didn't tell me this. You're making a movie?
Brendan didn't tell you this.
No, you didn't tell me. I thought you said you did nothing. Like 2 seconds ago, you do nothing. Now you're making a movie.
Well, I haven't done any real, actual, meaningful work on it for probably 3 years, so effectively do nothing.
Okay, cool. Well, but you want to do something.
I do.
It doesn't.
Well, I've been filming since 2004. I have some 350 hours of footage.
Holy crap, dude!
It's feature-length documentary.
It's probably time to do something with that.
Well, yeah, nothing but time.
What's the film? So the film's about what's?
It's about this this individual, Miles Fox. He's a friend of mine. I found his webpage like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And somebody's got to make a movie about this guy.
Okay.
He's just kind of a freak and an outlaw, and I have a problem with authority, and I respect people that have a problem with authority, and
sweet.
I'm not, so it's sort of about that.
Okay, that's cool. So you have a whole bunch of film on this one dude.
Yep.
Holy crap, dude!
Pretty huge chunk of his life. Everything from him getting out of jail to him moving up here and having a kid with some girl that lives up here.
Wow. Did you what? Can you talk about why he went to jail? Why they put him in the slammer?
He went to jail for drawing on the walls the last time he was in jail. So
he went back to jail for doing something that he did while he was in jail?
Yes.
What? Mm-hmm. How was that possible?
They arrested him in the jail. I didn't know you could do that.
And they just gave him more time?
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks. That's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, it's all for driving on a suspended license.
That's crazy, dude. Look,
because if you drive on a suspended license in Indiana, the penalty is jail time plus a further suspension of your license. They really like keeping you under the system.
Dude, that's kind of crazy. Like, it shouldn't have... Like, I get it. Like, if you're screwing around or you do something you're not supposed to do, they put you in jail just to, stop you for being rowdy. Like, I get it. But, like, when you're getting put in jail or getting more time in jail because you drew something on a wall, that seems so ridiculous. I mean, it's like... I don't see the point of it. It's like bad... it's a horrible waste of money, first of all.
Oh, incredible. No, look, America has 5% of the world's population and 25% of the world's prisoners.
Wow. Fun fact.
Yeah. No, that's true.
No, I believe it.
And this is your wonderful war on drugs.
War on everything. Hey, people. What's up? Oh, don't break it. Shake it, don't break it.
This is a stylized version of the thing that Fox drew on the walls in jail. This is the Foxhead logo.
Oh wow! So that's his what he drew on the wall.
Keep that. You can have that.
Thanks. Woo woo.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see the point of doing that. When it gets to the point where you can a guy in jail doesn't really have much to do. You know what I mean? So if a guy gets bored off his ass and draws on a wall.
Well,
I don't see why
he these wonderful drawings. He had all of these cartoon characters, and the movie was largely going to be about that. It was about this vicarious life through his comic strip, but it turns out he only ever draws anything when he's in jail. When he's not in jail, he's usually smoking dope or horsing around with his old Subarus. Doesn't do any art.
I wonder how you can get a guy like that to be like, okay, I'm not in jail. Let me turn my art into something worthwhile. Because if the only reason that he's doing all these drawings is because he's in isolation, but
it's because he's got nothing better to do.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. He really doesn't. The whole thing you do where you come up with an idea and then you make a plan and before you do it and you try to execute a plan and practice something and get really good at something. He's not so much into that. Things just happen.
Okay.
He just does things.
That only goes so far. Unless he's just constantly doing one thing, then I can see it developing. But
it doesn't like doing one thing a lot. It gets bored.
Oh, so yeah. See, that'd be like one thing if he was obsessed with drawing and he didn't really plan on turning it into anything, but he got really good at it, so people wanted more of it, so then they bought it or whatever. I can imagine that, but if he draws because he's stuck in prison and the minute he gets out, he's getting in shenanigans.
No, not prison. There's a difference between
jail and prison. Right. Okay. True.
He's been to jail. He hasn't been to. I don't think he's been to
prison. Fair enough.
Prison is different from jail.
All right. Sorry about that. My bad. Never again. Yeah, but that's crazy. I can't believe. Yeah. Well, first of all, I can't believe that you've made an entire. You've just made a ton
it's
of.
Stuck in the editing phase. The editing part is the hardest work.
Do it. You gotta do it, man. I don't know. I mean, what's stopping you?
My brain.
Your brain?
Yeah. Hey, Dannon, what's up?
T.W. Hansen keeping it real.
You're on the road with some
taking
cats?
phone calls on the air, talking about cats. That's what it's about, folks. I think. I don't know.
Hang on a second. Hang on. You're drunk on carrots?
No, I'm drunk on gin and roasting carrots.
And rows of carrots.
No, I'm roasting carrots.
He's roasting
You're
carrots.
roasting carrots. You're roasting carrots. Roasting.
So he's drunk and roasting carrots. That's pretty sweet.
All right, I'm drinking beer and talking on the radio, and so are you.
Hey, that's awesome. Hi, everybody out there in Radio Land.
Yeah, that's right. We are on riverwestradio.com. You can pull it up yourself, Dannon, and take a look. This is my friend Dannon calling from Portland.
What's up, Dannon?
Actually, I'm in Washington, D.C.
You're in Washington, D.C. What are you doing in Washington, D.C.?
Our nation's capital. I came to see the space shuttle, Tim. It's going to be epic.
The Snake Show?
The space shuttle.
Space shuttle. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The Space Shuttle Discovery. It's coming here tomorrow, and I'm going to be here to welcome it.
Dude, that's awesome.
I know. I'm pretty stoked.
Yo, Hant.
The space program is very near and dear to Dannon's heart.
Oh, he's totally into that?
He's thoroughly in tune with his relative size.
Huh.
I love the space program.
The space program's awesome. It's given us neat shit like Tang and Velcro.
I don't think you can swear.
Ice cream, which is just the best. I'm super excited that tomorrow morning they're going to load the Space Shuttle Discovery out of the back of a 747 jumbo jet at Cape Canaveral in Florida. They're going to fly it up here, and then they're going to fly it up and down the National Mall over top of the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument and the Capitol Building.
That's really cool. I've been there. I've been where you are.
Yeah. And then they're gonna land it at Dulles Airport, and then tomorrow, and then on Thursday, they're gonna have it roll in, and they're gonna roll the Space Shuttle Enterprise, which is already there, out. And they're going to park them next to each other. And then I'm going to see 2 space shuttles, plural. And that's the last time anyone will ever be able to say that.
That's kind of amazing, Dannon.
I know. I'm going to be hanging out with 2 space shuttles. So that's my story. What's up with you? You're on the radio?
Yeah. You remember Zav from River West Film and Video, right?
Absolutely. I want a bunch of money. $80, I believe. In fact, did you remember those DVDs that I brought to your house? Did those ever get back there?
Well,
I brought them to Milwaukee in order to return them to River West Film and Video, and then I got the flu. And then I spent my entire time in Milwaukee at your house with the flu, and I didn't return them.
oh boy. Where would they be?
They were in the room that I was staying in.
Okay.
Whatever, I'll just pay the money if I have to when I come back to Milwaukee.
All right. Well, anyhow, no. Zav started a radio thing. We're in the front window of River West Film and Video, talking on microphones.
That's the coolest thing that I've heard in like 3 hours.
Yeah, he's trying to get a low power FM transmitter, a 100-watt transmitter here in the neighborhood. Should have it in place.
Shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, have it in place by this fall. The United States Congress recently authorized low-power FM transmitters for nonprofits, churches, and schools.
I saw that. That's like a big thing now.
Yeah, it's a huge thing, and we are at the cutting edge of it. We're trying to be marginally better than dead air, and we only occasionally succeed.
Well, you're putting this on the radio.
That's awesome.
Under promise and over deliver, man.
Yeah, it's true.
That's all you can do.
That's
I
true.
used to do it the other way around. People hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that. All right. Well,
It's fucking awesome.
I agree.
That's cool.
When are you coming out here?
June.
When in June?
June 6th, I'm flying in for a buddy's wedding. I'm going to be in northern Wisconsin for the first week, and then I'll probably be in northern Wisconsin, like up by Lake Superior in Ashland, for another week, and then I'm hoping to spend the last week in Milwaukee, probably from like, I don't know, the 18th to the 25th or something like that.
Awesome. I'll be back from the rally. You just missed the rally. The rally is the 4th through the 8th.
What rally?
The Big Apple to Big Easy rally. You buy a car. You buy a car. Yeah, I'm doing it again. I'm doing the T-shirts. You buy a car for $500 or less, and you drive from New York to New Orleans via the Smoky Mountains.
Nice.
And on one of the 5 days, they make you dress up in silly costumes.
That's awesome.
There's other challenges and things. It's a cool deal. It's a cool deal. And I'm taking my 1978 Plymouth Volare this year.
Oh, that's gonna be the creme de la creme. You have the nicest car on the road.
Well, it's funny this year. Like the average age of these things is going to wind up being like 1973. There's people bringing some ancient stuff this year.
Wow.
A couple old Ramblers and a.
But yours is in such great shape.
Yeah, you know, especially for the all of $200 I have in it.
True.
Yeah.
And it does run really well.
Yeah, it does. Anyhow, so yeah, I'll be back from that like on the 9th or 10th, and I guess you'll be down here. Right? You can help me paint my house.
Dude, I'm in.
On Meineke, we're going to be painting it like a bright electric turquoise.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh, like an aqua. More of an aqua than a turquoise, actually. Like a cyan.
Cyan.
That sounds great.
Hey, looking at a super awesome, scary picture of Jason Evans. Check it out. Looks like he's going to beat you.
I don't even know who that is.
Or touch you. That's Jason, man.
Jason who?
Evans.
Who?
Jason Evans, dude.
I don't know Jason. Is he like a convict or something?
We went to dinner with him.
The big guy that we went.
Yeah.
His name's Jason.
Yeah.
I thought his name was like Greg or something.
She just tagged him as a Greg. You hear that, Jason?
He
doesn't
like a
remember
Greg.
your name. Jerkface. I'm just kidding.
I'm just bad with names and faces and memory.
Whatever.
And language and words and speaking.
I would not say that. You've got an awesome.
That's right, because my
vocabulary.
voice is smooth and mellow.
You got a good voice there, man.
And
do.
the average radio consumer finds that my voice imbues them with a kind-hearted nature of bonhomie. such as they may find themselves more susceptible to our advertisers' every whim. That's
what's
right,
bon
because
hummy?
you can
What's
bon hummy? Good, the like the spirit of like good times among human beings. It's
bon hummy?
bon hummy.
Sweet.
It's like positive brotherhood or something is the rough.
Where's that come
translate.
from?
It's French.
That's sweet.
It's French.
French mommy. It's all about the brotherhood.
Indeed. Dannon, can you watch us online? Are you watching us online there in Washington, D.C.?
I don't have my, well, I tried to charge my laptop and then looking in, but I can't get my charger to work. Is it Flash? I could maybe do it on my website.
Yeah.
Or on my... If it's Flash, I can't look at it on my iPad, you know?
I don't think is Ustream Flash? This runs on Ustream.
Oh, it's Ustream.
Yeah, I don't know.
I download the Ustream app, and then we'd be good.
Yeah, you can watch it on. Yeah. Go for it. RiverWestRadio.com is where we are.
I actually just got my charger to work, so we might be sitting pretty for the laptop situation. I'll log into you here.
I appreciate it, and you can when you're in town, you can join us.
I definitely will.
Yeah, you can wear like a fake mustache over, I guess, your real mustache, and hide from Zav. If you don't want to pay him the $80, I won't say.
I want to pay him the $80. That's actually important to me. That's on my list of things to do. I feel bad. He has the greatest business in town. He's doing something like this.
Yep, you're an honorable man, Dannon. You're an honorable man.
I never meant to skip out on him. I mean, I thought, you know what I thought? I thought that I owed him way more than that, because I just assumed that he would continue charging me monthly. And it had been like 2 years. I thought, God, I must owe River West Film and Video $350 by now. But then I called them, and they were like, no, we suspend the account after like so long. And I only owed him $80, so that's great.
Yeah, I wound up losing them. I had to pay them about that much too. I made some mistakes with Mari's account.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? There's a person here. Hey, person man. What's your name, person man? Frank.
Oh, Latino. What's going on,
Frankie
man?
Latina. Jesus Christ. How are you? I'm well. How are you? Have a beer. Oh.
Hey, inspire him. Tell him to finish his film.
All right.
Just say, finish your film.
Frankie
T.W.
Latina
Hansen.
just walked into the store. He's looking at us right now, and I just gave him beer. Yeah, it's Frankie Latina.
What's up, Frankie?
It's Dan and Wright on the phone. He's got a phone call. He's answering his phone. I think we just annoyed him. God dang it.
Scared off Latina.
Emotion.
Frankie,
Yeah. He's a big time movie maker now. He's like nationally famous and crap. Everything I ever wanted to be.
Hey, you still could be. You got time, boy.
Almost everything I wanted to be. I don't think he's rich yet, but that will come. That will come. He's got the avenue.
Hey,
he's
pass
got
me
the
another-
platform. He's got the
platform. The something.
He's got he's, what? I'm trying to think of the words that walk of life right now. I can't.
The goods. The bee's knees. The something.
So what is this, Tim? It's River West?
Never mind. RiverWestRadio.com. It's something like he's got the rhythm, he's got the motion. Oh yeah, the boy can play. Dedication, devotion. Turning the nighttime into the day. He'd do the song about the sweet loving woman. He'd do the song about the knife. He'd do the walk, He'd do the walk of life. Yeah, that was the.
Oh my God, I see you. Holy shit, it's light there.
Yeah. The sun is like up and crap over here right now.
Oh, yeah.
He's calling from Washington, District of Kentucky.
Hey, pass me another beer ski.
It's always dark here when it's light there.
Thank you, sir.
We're running out fast. Hey, the rabbi is here. Rabbi is here. All right. If anyone's out there in Radio Land, go hit up Sunrise and bring us another sixer of Tyranina. Whatever, all the Tyranina brews are on sale at Sunrise Foods all this month. They are the beer of the month. Tyranina Brewery, $7.49 buys you a six-pack of some of Wisconsin's finest microbrew, brought to you directly from Lake Mills, Wisconsin. I went to high school there. It's an
Lake
ugly
Mills?
chapter of my life. I went to the Lutheran high school there.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to like believe in God and crap. Dark days.
Back
dark
in the
days
day.
indeed. Anyhow, Dannon, I might come out and see you before. When do you leave? Hello?
I leave on the 27th.
On the 27th of May?
27th of April. Oh, wait. When do I leave for Wisconsin, or when do I leave from Washington D.C.?
No. When do you leave for? Hey, Frankie.
Hey, what's happening?
No, well, this is my Justin.tv channel, and then over there we've got the Ustream for River West Radio going. The camera is up there.
Hey, what's going on with Satilli?
I'm not sure. He's in New York. He's auditioning for Boardwalk Empire.
What's that?
That's that TV show with yeah.
Paz de la Huerta.
Really?
Steve's got like this face or something. Dan, I gotta let you go. I gotta catch up with you at some juncture here, but there's a lot happening over here right now. I'm driving out to California in May.
Well, I'll be in Portland all of May, so if you want to pop up to Portland, you're certainly welcome. Got a break for you.
I might do
like
that. I gotta get back
fast.
to Wisconsin.
Just throw my car.
by the
So I'd be
1st of
training
June, but we'll see.
So like.
All right. I'll talk to you real soon. It's good to hear from you.
Time to eat. So I'll just.
Good to hear from you too. I love you. I love River West.
So do you want to grab a seat or whatever? I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay,
You are
cool.
loved here. Come back. We love you. Many kisses.
Many kisses from T-Dubs.
Indeed. That is what is? That's my bag. That's
Newer vintage.
that's vintage. Oh, that was $12 at Goodwill.
Pro Spirit.
Great.
That is vintage.
No, but seriously.
Is that like
how
a
you
tennis
doing?
bag?
How can I help you?
I was thinking about getting a sandwich.
You want? I'll buy you a sandwich.
No, I don't want a sandwich from you. You
Alright.
guys said you could help me out. You have a sandwich shop.
If that would work if you.
There is one. The Fuel Cafe is right next door. We are broadcasting to you from 824 East Center Street, beautiful River West, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. RiverWestRadio.com. We don't have a lot of content, you see, so we say station identification. Why? I'm filling in for
Whatever.
the day tonight. This is Extemporadio. Extemporadio.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Extemporadio.
Extemporadio. That's a snappy portmanteau. It's extemporaneous radio. Put them together. Extemporadio.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I coined the term Filmwalkie.
Filmwalkie?
Filmwalkie, Wisconsin.
Is that a page yet? Do you got anything on that?
Bollywood.
Bollywood.
I was thinking there's Bollywood and there's Hollywood, and I was thinking Milwaukee is more like Hollywood.
Dude, we got to get you on the mic if you're gonna tell us all this awesome stuff.
Yeah. There's a third
Seriously,
mic
man.
and it's live and
No,
it's.
I really appreciate it, but I have to get this sandwich. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a
Breakdown or.
like a meltdown.
Oh, you're
Alright.
shaky.
Yeah, I'm getting weird.
Yeah, grab your sandwich, man.
Grab a
Well,
sandwich,
come
grab
back
a
if you
sandwich.
feel like it. Whatever. We got time.
So, good luck with your films and whatnot. And
Thank you.
your Taekwondo.
Thanks. See you, Frankie.
Frankie Latina, ladies and gentlemen, River West impresario.
I'm sure
Milwaukee
they heard
filmmaker. I'm
nothing.
sure you have heard about him.
Well, half of people know.
Modus operandi hit big. For
Right.
what it is, it hit extremely big.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that. You know, the most interesting thing about modus operandi, I did not know that you could get Danny Trejo for $5,000.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how much he cost? 5 G's?
Yeah. They paid Danny Trejo $5,000 for his role, plus first class.
I would
air
imagine he makes
transportation.
more though, right?
Oh, Danny Trejo makes a lot of money these days, but
Maybe he was just cool with doing it or whatever.
yeah, I get the impression that Danny Trejo is like a cool guy.
That's cool, man. Because I never see him in like. I can't think of a movie where he's been like in a main role, but he always plays these really cool side roles. You know what I mean?
He's getting starring roles these days.
Really?
Well, he was Robert Rodriguez did Machete.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't even watch that yet. I still have not watched that.
And they're working on a Machete too.
All right. Cool. What?
And there's another film called Badass, which is coming out.
Okay.
That's the name of the film. We can say that. And
Okay, that's
actually,
cool.
ass you can say now.
Yeah.
There's very few words that you can't
I
say.
can say
you know,
damn,
like
right?
You can say
Yeah,
damn. You
damn.
can say ass.
I think you dropped a few F-bombs while you were talking on the phone.
No, I didn't. Dana did.
Oh.
Only
the recording
the
will
F
tell.
word and the S word are like the only two left that you can't say, and the C word.
Yeah, that's a big one. Oh, jeepers. Let's see what we can promo here.
Can you say tits?
We just did, but I don't know if we can. I don't know. I don't think you can.
Well, I know you can't see tits on the radio, and that's a Scissor Sisters song. You can't see tits on the radio. I give you 5 fingers for a one-man show.
Let's see.
Last chance for a lap dance.
Does
Good look. Oh, never mind. I can't forget. They're a good band. They're a good band.
I'm trying to see if O'Day's got any stuff coming up. Let's see. What's the Victorian Village Resort? Oh God, this guy's going. He's shooting out to Elkhart Lake to do a show. Doesn't say what day though.
He might just be driving around Road America.
Well, not right now. He's doing that. That's not till the 28th. That's the show he's got going on the 28th. It's the Honor Flight comedy show apparently on Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
There is a 24 Hours of Lemons race at Elkhart Lake this year.
Lemons?
Not Le Mans, lemons.
Lemons, like crappy cars?
You buy a car. You actually have to build a race car for under $500.
Whoa, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's like the Babe Rally, except it's actual motorsport. Like you have to. Safety equipment is exempted from the price, so you can spend whatever you need to on safety equipment. But it's got to have a certified cage, and you got to have your fireproof suit, and all of the other like racing certifications because it is actual. On a track, road course racing. They do 23 of these things a year. 24hoursoflemons.com for more information. But I've been one. I went to the one at Autobahn Country Club 2 years ago.
Okay.
And, it's a good time. It's a good time, and from like a participation perspective, it's probably the cheapest way to actually race on a track against other cars.
Fair enough.
Because you figure you're all in with the entry fee and the safety equipment and $500 to build the car.
Right.
I mean, 4 guys can go racing for a weekend for something like $3,500 split 4 ways.
Wow. So what's
really cheap for racing.
What's the Milwaukee Mile? Actually, I was talking about this a few days. Do you know by any chance what the Milwaukee Mile costs? Isn't that like open for people to go to the Milwaukee Mile?
No, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's a different thing. That's a different thing entirely.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, they used to race like Indy cars there at Milwaukee Mile. Is that even open anymore, the Milwaukee Mile?
I don't even know.
That's an oval. That's an oval. Road America is a road track, which they like.
Okay.
They like to turn both left and right, which is a good thing to do in a race car, I think.
All right. Cool.
My eyesight is too poor to ever put me in a track environment. It's fine for driving on the street, but your vision has to be almost as good as if you're going to be racing. Your eyesight has to be almost as good as it has to be for national service.
Yeah,
I'm ineligible for national service.
I was gonna say I saw you ski. What's like? Are you nearsighted, farsighted? What's the name?
Ocular albinism.
What's that mean?
I'm an albino.
You're an albino?
I'm an albino.
Don't you usually have like a different, like an eye color?
I do, actually. Blue is caused from a lack of pigment. You're thinking of pink, and that's a complete lack of pigment. But genetically, my eyes are supposed to be brown.
Wow.
There's no way they could be any color than brown, genetically, but... the rods and cones fuse together, and you guys playing along at home, and they go, why the heck don't you look like Edgar Winter? And that's oculocutaneous albinism, which is eyes and skin are albino. Ocular albinism is just the eyes. Deficiency in the pigment rhodopsin, which causes the rods and cones to fuse together. They are working on genetic therapies for this. In fact, it might be a very real thing that within 10 years they'll be able to inject some genes that they grew in mice into my eyes, and it will fix my eyes.
By that time, do you think there's gonna be a bunch of other genes that people could just buy? Like,
I'm hoping. The future is bright for designer genes.
I'm all about that. I'd pay good money for that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
and
you know, we got all these people that are afraid of change, that hold us back on this front, and they say, "Oh, you're playing God." And so, what if we're playing God? Somebody has to.
It's not even playing God. It's just, we're just coming to understand all the stuff that we have on this world, what we can do with
it. The universe is so infinitely complex that no human being alive today will ever comprehend the totality of it. But it is our solemn duty to get closer to that point.
Right. But we never know when it's going to be. We just keep going.
Perfection is denied to us, but the pursuit of perfection
is always available. Us. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, it's also an ad campaign for Lexus, but who cares?
Is that what they say?
No, and actually now it's the passionate pursuit of perfection. It used to be the relentless pursuit of perfection, which was more to the case.
I like relentless.
There is no passion at Toyota these days. Well, maybe the FT86 program, but seriously, apart from that, soulless. Ford and Kia have it locked up for.
Kia's got to be killing it. You remember those like crazy Arnold Schwarzenegger commercials?
Hyundai. Well, actually, Ford and Hyundai. Hyundai and Kia are what?
They had these like cheesy like Arnold Schwarzenegger commercials about buying a Kia and.
No, Hyundai. Well, Hyundai and Kia are like 35% the same company.
Okay.
They share a lot of engineering and manufacturing, but maintain separate departments for design and separate distribution channels for marketing.
All right.
Which basically means they kind of compete with themselves, but they've been doing very well.
Okay. You can't see anything right now. Can you see anything right now? What can you see?
Shapes and color and.
Okay.
That's
like if there was like a dude naked, you would know if he was naked.
I mean, probably, and you know what's funny is you look like about 10 different people I know, but I can tell you that that's a Chevy Blazer outside the window.
What?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Chevy Blazer, Cadillac CTS. White one's a Honda Accord up there.
Wow.
That is.
That's pretty impressive, man. That's good enough. You didn't have to tell me anymore. That was good.
That's a Corolla. That's a Jeep. It's a completely arcane havoc. Basically, any automobile manufactured between, say, 1960 and 2005, I can spot your make and model from half a block away.
Nice. Folks, we're about 5 minutes from the 8 o'clock hour.
8 o'clock hour here at Extemporadio on RiverWestRadio.com. It's on like Donkey Kong. And that thing that people say, they say things are on
like Donkey Kong.
Such as Donkey Kong now.
I like saying that. It's fun just because it rhymes, and I loved Donkey Kong. It's a big fan. Not that it matters. But yeah, man, I still can't believe you. What is it? Okay. What would it take for you to just go off and do this film? To start working this stuff?
Brain surgery.
Brain surgery? What kind of brain surgery?
I read about that. They do this thing for depression where they like drill into your head.
You're depressed? About what?
Life.
Okay.
It's kind of pointless.
Why?
Being alive.
Sure, but why? I mean, why do you...
You know that thing that people do when they really want something, when they get up and really have a dream and pursue it and chase it every day?
Sure.
I don't remember what that's like.
Having the drive or the motivation or the excitement?
It's just all gone.
Huh. When did it go away?
Well, about halfway into the process of making this film. I mean, I've always grappled with it, but, you know...
Yeah, but that's fine. Okay, no, but I get that. I mean, okay, halfway into making this film, obviously you got a bunch of material that you could put in the film, but what happened? Where's the point where you're just like, you got up and you're like, screw it, I don't care.
I made a point of studying the life of this person.
Okay.
To analyze their life and find a story and find meaning somewhere in their life. And I don't think it's there. And it's a real human life. And I've studied this human life, and I don't think there's any meaning there.
In his life.
Because, I mean, well, a story is a change over time, and there is almost no change over time. There's a change of external circumstance, but not a real change. And I think of myself, and I mean, I've changed a lot of my opinions, but it's, like real meaningful change, such as drives a story. I don't know if I've got that. I don't know if I can really relate to the experience of meaningful change, to be able to relate it. And then I'm hung up on this idea of objective truth, truth, like the ultimate way things is, a perspective beyond human perspective, and
the present moment type of thing?
The actual reality of our existence beyond any of our perceptions. Your eyes may perceive color differently than mine, not by a lot, but just by a little bit. My two eyes do not perceive color the same way.
Right.
I noticed this when I was a kid. It blew my mind. My parents had a camcorder. They had this old JVC VHS-C camcorder. It was enormous. But I'd look through the eyepiece, and it's, of course, a monochromatic black and white video eyepiece. Through one eye, it looks slightly more orange. Through one eye, it looks slightly more blue.
Weird.
It's beyond strange. And I'm thinking, if there's that much difference between my two eyes and my own head, how much difference is there in the perception of color across humanity as a whole?
Could be a lot.
I mean, we're talking a difference of probably several thousand kelvins in terms of color temperature.
Kelvins. Hey, so you realize that you're looking at this guy's life.
All right, I'm looking at this guy. Thank you for keeping me on task. Yes.
For
sure. Reasons why I want to jump off the hone. Reason one.
You look at this guy's life and you're like, it seems so meaningless that you're taking all this video, or what?
Well, it's just, I feel like I'm waiting around for his life to mean something. And it never really does. And then I look at other people's lives, and like, we all just sort of occupy space. And the people that don't, the exceptions to the rule, they want things. You know what it's like to have really intense, burning desire for something?
Yeah, I do.
I can't remember what it's like. It's like I'm okay with whatever happens next. I'm fine with it.
Okay, that's fine.
I've made my peace with existing. It's like I accidentally found Nirvana, and it turns out it kind of sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's Nirvana then? I mean, Nirvana.
In the Buddhist tradition, is not Nirvana the ultimate defeat of material desires.
Right.
Like that consciousness where you transcend the material plane.
Okay, it says the material desire. It doesn't say no desire.
Oh, yeah, but...
right?
But material desires are all we have. We live in a material world.
We do live in a constructed material world, but it doesn't mean that material desires all we have. We have spiritual desires. We have
but spirituality is invariably a lie.
Well, I mean...
It's a lie that we tell ourselves to pretend that our lives mean something. And I want the real thing. I want genuine meaning. I don't want a lie that I have to tell myself.
You don't have to make up a lie. But okay.
I don't want to not kill myself because Jesus told me I'll go to hell if I kill myself.
Right.
I mean, that might have worked when I was 23, but it doesn't work now.
Right. Well, what about, contributing to other people or helping other people when they're down and stuff like that? I mean, that doesn't have meaning?
Well...
helping other people grow, be better,
Yeah. And I do a bit of that. I do a lot of that. I'm a very generous person.
Right.
I gave a person I didn't even know a ride down to Bayview last night from here in River West. He said, his brakes went out on his Jeep and he needed a ride home. I thought, all right, well, what the heck? I'll drop him off by a bus stop on Brady or something. I'll wind up driving him all the way down to someplace off of like KK down in Bayview. And he goes into his house and he says, "Oh, I got no minutes on my phone. Can I call the tow truck with your phone?" So we call the tow truck on my phone, and he's like, "Can you loan me $25 for the tow truck?" And I'm like, no. And he said, "Well, I got one more number for you to try. I got one more other number for you to try." And he goes back in his house, and this is in the middle of the rainstorm the other night.
Right.
So he goes back in his house to get this other number, and I know he's gonna come back and ask for more money.
Right.
Or hell, I could come back with a knife, steal my Volare or something. I just drove away, but I drove him home. He got a favor out of me. I don't feel bad about that, and I still managed to make it to Speed Queen before they closed.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you helped the
fine barbecue there at Speed Queen, 12th and Walnut here in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin, home of the bulletproof drive-through window.
Nice.
And
wait, what about-
probably the second best barbecue in town?
What's the other? The other isn't it Ashley's?
Ashley's.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Ashley's, 19th and Center.
Hey, I got coupons for Ashley's. I gotta hook you up with that stuff.
Much as my ex-girlfriend sort of like cries over the concept of meat, at Ashley's it is perfected.
I've heard. I've had some. It's actually really awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, extra. There's a lot of vegetarians.
I don't know if you subscribe to any peculiar metaphysical dietary restrictions.
Like what? Like being vegan or vegetarian or whatever?
Vegan, vegetarian.
Not really. I know
Islamic, kosher.
No, I was never too hardcore about that. I know that it's important that we do have vegetables in it. Like if you want a good diet, if you're
balance is key.
Balance is key. Well, if you want to be hardcore about it, if you have the discipline to just make every meal you eat like 80% green, you're doing pretty good. But yeah, I love having like chicken and burgers and all that. I love that stuff. That's my favorite. I don't know. I couldn't imagine going totally like juicing and you know what I mean, like doing nothing but like just those crazy like wheatgrass shakes and stuff. That's too much, man. I'll make myself a smoothie or something once in a while because that's fun and I know it's good for you. Pops up your metabolism a little bit, but I'm not trying to get insane and totally abandon all the meat that I've been eating for years. It's awesome. I love it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, fitness is important. That's another thing that would probably go a long ways to improving my general outlook on life.
Yeah.
I wish that you get to a point like in your lethargy where your body becomes like a turnoff.
Okay.
Your own body.
Okay.
It's just like where you look at yourself and like, man, the idea of a person that looks like me having sex is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know about that, man. It's like you're supposed to have sex. It's your body, man. It's your body. How old are you now?
31.
Okay, you shouldn't be dealing with that shit, man. Oh, I swore. Sorry, but you shouldn't be dealing with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You should at this point in time, you should have some decent confidence in you. You should be able to walk up to women, even if you know you're gonna.
Confidence. That's there's confidence is a lie. Confidence is a lie you tell yourself to make yourself feel like you're worth something.
No, it's not a lie. It's just an idea. Confidence is just the word that we give to the idea that we can do things and not be afraid of them, or rather just be comfortable with them and understand them. Have kind of a relationship with the idea. Not so much. Even if a person gets a little nervous trying to do something, but he understands that there's a benefit from it and that it's worth doing. That's confidence. There's a certain relationship with whatever he's about to do, whether it be martial arts or racing or doing what you do. I mean, to just jump in a junker. And actually, yours is not a junker. Yours is pretty nice. But
have you ridden in the Polar?
Yeah, dude, you gave us a ride when we first time. Okay, because we did the Bel Air thing twice.
Yes.
And the first time we went to the Volare.
Yeah.
And that was sweet.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you come with us to Circle A that night or?
No.
No, that was Brendan on it. That was a different night.
Where we at?
No, I think it was the same night.
We're still good.
But no, you.
Look, all I'm saying.
I know.
You
Look,
don't.
I shouldn't beat myself up about this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Look, you're a cool guy. You've got really like interesting qualities about you, but if you don't exploit.
I feel creatively burned out. I feel like I got nothing to offer anymore.
When was the last time you did something fun for yourself, man?
I don't know. I do little things every now and again.
Yeah, but when's the last time you did some really cool stuff and left somewhere or went to a city or hung out with some friends that you really like kicking it with, or you know what I mean? There's got to be something. And if there's not, you better make something, man. I better do something. Yeah, because
I've been trying to get away and get to Los Angeles and meet up with some friends of mine out there. I've been trying to get out there for 3 months.
So you got friends in Los Angeles? You didn't have to pay for housing? You could just stay there?
Yeah.
You don't have anything. You just got the couple of houses.
I got 2 houses, and I got a guy named John Wendland who will cheerfully run them for me if I leave. I'm in the middle of renovating the one so that Fox can move in with his girlfriend and their baby.
Okay.
We just repainted one of the front rooms today. The deadbeat tenants that I got out of there. Funny story. You know the story. It's how I wound up with the Volare, among other things. But we've been repainting everything up there, and we painted over this really ugly gray. We painted it a yellow. I tried to find a yellow that would work both with the rooms with the natural wood trim and in the rooms that had already been painted over white.
Okay.
And I screwed it up. Looked great in the room with the white trim, bicycle yellow. It's a bear color. Looks great with white trim. Looks like it just looks moronic with dark wood. It looks almost like an ill chartreuse kind of green.
I didn't even know it was chartreuse. You're just every time I'm with you, I feel like my vocabulary expands. So please explain chartreuse.
I will clean your clock at Scrabble. I tell you right now.
Anybody can clean it. I'm telling you.
Not anybody. I play against some guys. Look, I scored 414 points in a game against my friend Daniel Friedman. He beat me by 98 points.
Oh my gosh! I don't think I'll ever hit that level.
Daniel Friedman is a guy. Oh yeah, what was the last bingo he played against me? A bingo is where you play all 7 tiles.
Okay.
And you score an extra 50 bonus points every time you do that when you clean your slate.
Whoa, okay, I didn't know.
In Scrabble. He played ectozoans.
What is that?
It's a plural of ectozoan.
What's ectozoan?
It's like something that lives in your plasma or something.
What? I would never know that. I would never.
Knows that.
I don't have that kind of vocabulary. I had my buddy. I only had one buddy that was actually like super good at like Scrabble. He's actually he runs Bourbon Cafe. Dave Kopp. Do you know Dave Kopp?
Dave. I hear weird stories about him.
He's an interesting guy. He's a really interesting guy.
I heard basically he's kind of a shiftless layabout who talked his rich dad into buying him a bar.
He split it with his dad. This is the way it went down. Is that hopefully that would suck because I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to talk crap about the guy. When I went to MATC for police science, I was gonna be a cop. Okay.
Oh, I'm really glad you didn't. Although actually,
yeah, I'm actually really glad I didn't either.
Actually, you know what? We need more cops with a brain.
Yeah, that's true too.
We need less cops that are in the game to kick people's asses.
Oh my gosh,
There are cops that are out there. There are cops. 20% of the police force would do their job for no pay.
Yeah.
Just to be able to beat people up with a badge.
Yeah, some people like that, man. Some people are like that. Well, I got a couple of stories for you now we talked about all this stuff. But first of all, Dave Kopp was when you do the police course in MATC, it's like a lot of the other courses where you do like there's regular classes, but then you can actually do a certification course where that is strangely erotic. You might want to cut that out. You're on camera. On camera, you must really like the beer. So that was awesome and distracting. But so Dave Kopp and I, we both went to this MITC, and there were these field courses that you do where you do the driving and the shooting and whatever, all that stuff, the whole shebang. And so they assign you a partner. Dave Kopp was my partner for one semester. So for one semester, we're driving SWAT cars together.
So this was like Call of Duty.
Yeah, dude. I gotta tell you, there's the one cool thing about that entire program was the field courses. Like I wasn't, you know, I did.
I just can't see you as a cop. Like
I couldn't see me as a cop either, and it really wasn't my thing. I'll even tell you why that I ended up not doing it, but. There's this shoot house, right? And what they have 2 shoot houses. They have one that's like a regular range, and actually, technically, there's 2 ranges. One, they just leave it like a normal shooting range. The other one, and they're huge, okay, like warehouse huge. Yeah. The other one, they literally built a building inside of the building, but with no roof. So people would go up on ladders and videotape you, and they would create scenarios for you.
I've seen things like this and. Well, actually, in Grand Theft Auto, but
okay, but they'll create scenarios for you. They'll tell you, okay, there's a domestic call, knock on the door, and whatever happens. So you knock on the door, right? And they'd be just a random scenario. Like there was one scenario where this chick comes at the door. She's like, "Oh, my boyfriend's going crazy. I don't know what to do." These are all actors, right? So she's like, "My boyfriend's going crazy. I don't know what to do." So I'd go in there with my partner or by myself. And I remember my first scenario was this dude, and he has a notebook in his hand, and he's just rocking back and forth like he's crazy type of deal, like playing crazy. And I tell him, to show his hands or talk to me or whatever. And then he stands up and pulls a gun on me. And then I try to shift sideways, and I shoot at him a couple times, and he falls over. But he shot once too, and I didn't even realize that he shot because this guy is like a sniper, right, in the police force. So
did you get tagged?
At the end of the scenario, I asked him, like, how'd I do? And he points at my face mask, and he shot me square between the eyes. Like, if that was like a real scenario, I'd have been dead. Like, it was crazy. But the reason that I ended up not doing the cop thing was we we did this scenario where there was a guy yelling at some girl, right? It was that kind of one of the weirder ones, because usually they'll have you knock at the door and go through the house and stuff. This time they brought me into a room. They like face that corner. When we yelled, "You're live, you're live," just turn around and whatever happens, to work the scenario out. So they said I was live. I turn around, and there's a dude yelling at some chick in the corner, and he's like, "I can't believe this crap." And he's swearing like crazy. Of course, they're allowed to swear there. Can't swear in here, but he's swearing at her and yelling at her, and she's crying. And I was like, "Sir, show your ID, show me your hands or whatever." And he turns around and he says, "Mother bleeping cops" or whatever. And he's walking with his hand, by his waistband, but behind his back, so it looks like he's gonna pull a gun. So and he's walking up to me super fast. So I pull my gun and I unload it on this guy, right? And these are, by the way, it's not real. There's simunitions rounds. Yeah. But I unload it on this guy. He falls over it, and guess what falls out of his hand? A wallet. So a wallet falls out of this guy's hand. And I'm thinking, dude, if that was real, I would have plugged the crap out of some dude who was just mad.
Yeah.
And for what? Because I was scared or whatever. I didn't like the idea, and I talked to the teacher after, the same guy that I shot. I talked to him afterwards. I was like, dude, I couldn't. It was just so crazy that you just had a wallet in your hand. He's like, that's something that we wanted to teach you guys. You got to understand, when you're doing a job like this, there's a monstrous, not just sort of kind of a responsibility, just a huge responsibility. I mean, in the court side, they're gonna let you go because they call it the reasonable suspicion or when you feel like you're in imminent danger.
The deck is stacked in your favor if you got a badge.
For sure.
Legally, you're fine.
But in my,
I suppose I'm enough of a sociopath to be able to kill somebody and be fine with it.
But dude, in my conscience, I couldn't do it. Like when I thought of the idea of like fucking, I swore. When I thought of the idea of nailing somebody like that, I felt like super bad about it, and at that point, I kind of decided I didn't want to do it. I finished it and I graduated and stuff, which was cool, but I didn't do it. But anyway, okay, so Dave Kopp, we both went to the school together, and we both hung out together for a while, and we were living together too. We were living right above Rascals, and we would, normally
on Oakland?
Yeah, no, not Oakland, on Murray and North.
Axles.
No, not Axles. Rascals.
Rascals.
Okay. Yeah. So we lived above there, and it wasn't like, we'd go down there and drink and stuff. Like, it was that was the thing that sucked about it, is that it was a place that, you were always above this place that made a bunch of noise. But what was cool is that you could make as much noise as you wanted to, and nobody would call the cops or anything on you because you didn't have anything to worry about, So we had parties and stuff in there regularly and had a pretty good time. But yeah, in that time, we both, I think, had the same thought process where we didn't want to do the cop thing, and he ended up buying out Bremen Cafe with his dad, and he's been in there ever since. It's been years, and he's been running that place.
That place has been attracting like a weird crowd lately.
Yeah, but it's.
The place is getting rough.
Oh, really? Is it getting like rough, like ghetto rough?
Oh, like kind of ghetto rough, kind of like you might get knifed at Bremen though.
Whoa, that's not good.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because Bremen's a nice little spot to work with. That's too bad. Wah, wah, wah. What's the sound? Boom, 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 boom.
Ever since it got rid of that stand-up comedy night, it's been going down the tubes.
But that was years ago, wasn't it?
I'm being slightly facetious.
Okay, I was making sure.
It's really more like in the last couple of months that Bremen started. I'd like us to go have a drink at Bremen. I'll drink at Bremen. Wow.
Do you remember? I remember. You know what's funny? How long have you known Abu?
About as long as Brendan's known him.
All right, because I first saw Abu during when they first started open mic comedy.
Abu, speaking of things that imbue me with the abject pointlessness of life.
Yes. Yeah, he has a way of doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he's a trip, dude. Abu's a trip. I hope his comedy gets like really solid because he's been doing this for too long.
The problem is he thinks it's really solid.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'm not talking crap about dude. Like it's like okay.
I mean,
Here's one thing that Abu has over you, okay? And I'm not saying that, but he knows he wants to do comedy, right?
uh-huh.
And he's on stage on a regular basis, doing it all the time. Now, you have a bunch of film that you know you should have been putting up for
Yeah.
a long time, but you haven't done it at all yet. You know, all you got to do is get your editing and stuff in, and even if it's a crappy film, who cares? It's a film. That's a project you got set up and done. You know what I mean? Which would be awesome.
But I was really hoping to like do maybe one or two really awesome things in life and just bank on those.
Hey, whatever. At least it's
And just I mean really like, it's my ambitions are fairly small and fairly cheap. I live comfortably within my limited means.
Right.
You know, it's not like I need a yacht to be happy.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you know. At the same time, you know, I
mean, I should do something. I should do something with my body wherein women that I find attractive were attracted to me.
Okay.
That'd be a positive change.
You know what I do, right?
What do you do? You do taekwondo.
I do take. Okay, there's a couple of projects that I've been working on. It's very important. Taekwondo. That's one thing. I take classes with the American Taekwondo Association, and there's this guy named believe it or not, his name is Eddie Murphy, and he real name, and he's an excellent teacher. I was with him today. I was with him yesterday for an hour, and I was with him today for an hour, and got some one-on-one training and did a lot of work with him. And he helped. He helps me get all my material together so that in the future that I can go off and teach, right? And that's one of the things I want to do. But the other thing that I want to do is I've got a website called Pow Love, and what I'm doing is I'm building it up. Right now I just want to get a fun, entertaining fan base, but ultimately what the website's all about is me teaching people how to date, doing life coaching, date coaching, relationship.
Life coach. This is you that was doing the life coaching.
Yep,
okay.
that's me. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what it's about right now. Because right now I'm getting certified. Right now I'm getting certified. I'm taking classes or whatever. But at the same time, and this is what they recommend too, is that when you do classes like this, that it's not a lot of people want to do it in order. A lot of people okay, well, let me do the classes first and then I'll advertise myself. But they're like, no, these are parallels. So you're supposed to take these classes, learn what you learn, and at the same time that you're learning, get out there and start teaching the little bit of stuff that you're learning, so you're constantly active, and also start advertising yourself and talking about yourself right away, so that people understand that this is where you're coming from and this is what you're doing. You know what I mean? So
you do the whole like living in a van down by the river kind of deal, or
van? I don't know about nothing like that, but.
Like
Farley,
the old Chris Farley, Matt Foley routine.
Oh yeah, we're
live in a van
down by the river. Yeah. Per se, yeah, because he was like a coach, right?
Yeah,
he had the tie and the suit.
Yeah.
And he like fall on the table and whatever shenanigans he got into in that episode.
This is what counts as like classic American culture in our parlance.
Hey, whatever, man.
This is what we take forward. He was our Marx Brothers.
We'll get better. You know what? Well, you know what the thing is, that it's not so much that how do I put this? It's not so much that, and I'm victim to this. Not really victim to this, but I'm definitely part of the problem. But we have.
If you can't be part of the solution, you might as well be part of the problem.
Might as well be. A lot of people are very in love with famous people just for being famous. Like, I mean, one of the hugest business and rackets in the U.S. right now is reality TV. You know, just watching rich people hang out.
I know about that. The guy that's making the movie about me making my movie.
Right.
A fellow named Jerry Henry. He's in Los Angeles. He shoots reality TV for a living.
Wow.
It's incredibly depressing, apparently.
I probably.
I mean, he's very good at what he does, but he's worked on stuff like Monster House and Engaged and Underage.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's a very specific type of product.
Dude, it really is, because I think the idea is that it's like a vanity thing. It's like you can watch these people suck at life, and you get to feel a little bit better about yourself. You know what I mean? And it all started with like Jerry Springer and all that stuff.
I would do that. I would do that, please. America, let me be your next Snooki. I'll do it. I have no shame.
You got to get
I'm
a
very
tan.
good at not having shame.
Crazy hairdo.
Shame and guilt, I've worked so hard to banish them from my system. Shame and guilt do weird things to people. My best friend, Tim Olston. You know what shame and guilt do to him? Shame and guilt make him unwilling to ever depend on another human being with a clear conscience. That's what shame and guilt do to him. My ex-girlfriend, Mariella, sweet kid. Still adore her to this day. Shame and guilt make her weep actual tears when the concept of meat or cheese even is raised, because dairy, meat is murder, and dairy is rape. She was raised Catholic though, so all that guilt had to go somewhere.
Yes.
And
Gosh,
I
that's
miss
so
her, and I'm
weird.
probably gonna drive out to Tucson and see her soon.
Why? Is she expecting you?
More or less. She knows I might stop in.
All right.
We have an understanding.
All right. Don't make any weird mistakes. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of women out there. I don't know what you're trying to chase this one chick across the country for. Look, I'm sure she was awesome. Because that's the way it goes, man. I look back on women in my life that I miss.
It's always the crazy ones, It's always
the crazy ones are awesome, dude. I've dated some crazy chicks, and they were, in my mind, some of the most fun times that I've ever had, because they're crazy, and they're they're willing to do different things, and they act a certain way, and they they throw a wrench in all the boring crap that the day-to-day stuff, But
and I mean, I usually don't have a lot of truck with boring day-to-day stuff anyway. But I have, despite myself, become somewhat boring. I mean, what is left to my own devices? My typical day is I wake up at like 11 in the morning and sit on the internet and really not do much of anything, and maybe go out for dinner and then come back home, and sit on the internet a little bit more, and then go to sleep. That's my day.
You gotta get.
I gotta get a job, and I gotta get like a real job, I gotta get paid. There's no antidepressant like a good paycheck. It's the best thing in the world for me.
Nah, not really, because then you're gonna want something else, man. There's always something more. You know that.
No.
You know the minute you get something, you're gonna want something more. You gotta create some sort of momentum. That's just gonna make you happy.
The momentum keeps you going.
Right.
That wanting. I feel like I'm disassociated with that wanting simply because I don't have the means to make even my limited wants and desires come true. Buying the paint to renovate this house is like a huge stretch for me.
Well, look at that. About 20 minutes ago, you said you had nothing you were looking forward to. Hey, well, this is a start, right? Well, why don't you get a screw off job? Why don't you get just like some coffee shop job? Even if you had like a little job.
I'm really bad at job interviews. Like, because you go to a job interview, and like, what's the first thing on the front of your mind? It's like, okay, I'm in this job interview. What is the worst thing I can possibly say?
And then you say that?
And you basically say, well, I basically have no marketable skills, and I really hate my life, and I just need a job to fill the void. So what have you got?
So, okay.
They'll laugh you out. I tried to get a job selling cars with that kind of attitude. You'll never get anywhere. You've really got to think you're freaking awesome to do sales.
Yeah.
And I used to do sales. Believe it or not. Remember? Do you remember CompUSA?
Yeah, I do. Whoa! What happened to that place?
Carlos Slim bought it and cleared it out to. Basically, Carlos Slim bought it, used the existing like TV inventory to kit out all of his luxury hotels.
Okay.
And then shut it down. Carlos Slim is actually he is the richest person in the world right now. He was second richest at the time.
So he's just playing with this stuff, eh?
Carlos Slim, this is his deal. He has a monopoly on telecommunications in Mexico.
That's a good place to have a monopoly, I guess.
Yeah. So Carlos Slim, Carlos Slim, you mother
flapper
racker, you owe me a job. And we were liquidated by an outfit called Gordon Brothers. And Gordon Brothers are a fascinating concern.
What's Gordon Brothers?
Gordon Brothers, well, they're liquidation experts. You go onto their website. You know what their company slogan is? This is amazing. You say, all right, guys, Gordon Brothers are going to come in and they're going to sell out the last of the inventory. Gordon Brothers, finding value where others see none. That is the slogan for their company.
Dude, but that's what.
Yep.
That's the point behind people that, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
If you had a guy
that was me. They found value where everyone else saw none. They found value in me.
Yeah, but you got to find that in yourself, man.
But
You
here's the
can't let
thing with
other people do
CompuServe.
that.
I was #1 in the region for 6 months in a row in overall volume. And do you know how I did it?
Oh.
By being honest to the point of being detrimental to the company. Whenever the weekly ad came out, there were always deals. Like the best deals of the week. Like we would get the deals before anybody else would get them, and we'd figure out what was if you were coming in, what was the best thing to get. I would steer people directly to them, and typically that's like the opposite of what I should have been doing. I should have been steering people towards higher dollar items and attaching the service coverage, which was the technology assurance program at CompUSA.
Okay.
As my first manager, Woody Kane, would always say, they called it TAP for short.
Okay.
And good old Woody Kane would say, "Tap it like it just got out of prison."
We can say that. That's cool.
That's what they told us in our meetings
Nice.
at CompUSA. That was a weird place to work.
Sounds awesome.
Like 2 guys on staff at any given time had ankle bracelets.
Whatever, man.
There's a character named
Guys gotta
John
work.
Awesome. No joke. AUSSEM. Awesome.
Nice.
Pronounced awesome, but
Nice.
not awesome. Apparently, he'd exposed himself to 8-year-olds. He was in our corporate sales department. 8-year-olds, dude. And then there was this character named Scott Ziegler. And he talked like
Zig
this.
Ziglar?
He's Scott Ziegler. He talked like this. He's a smoker, and he talked like this all the time. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Never heard of
apparently
another
his ankle bracelet apparently was due to arson from like 12 years prior to where he was there. And after, and this is a real thing, you can look this up on CCAP, in Wisconsin Circuit Court Access.
Right.
After CompUSA closed in 2007, Ziegler went on to open a head shop in downtown Waukesha.
Nice.
Yeah, downtown Waukesha. You know, they got a little gazebo. And then right by the gazebo, they got a head shop called Twisted. And this was a front, largely, for a drugs business, and also as an excuse for him to pick up teenage runaways.
Wow.
When he was
That's
arrested,
creepy.
he was arrested with a 14-year-old girl in his car on a collar and leash. In his car. The dude was a goddamn verifiable sex pervert.
Wow.
He is in prison now. That man is in prison, where he belongs. That dude, and this was
how did we get here? What were we talking about?
CompUSA. These are the people these were my coworkers.
We're talking about you, though. We're talking about you getting
another bullcrap job.
Yeah.
This is the last. Well, no, actually, the last like bullcrap job I had was CapTel.
CapTel. That sounds really familiar.
You caption telephone calls for the deaf.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
closed captioning for phone calls. And then after that, for the last couple of years, I've been working for Chrysler. I drive around the country and I take pictures of their dealerships and make sure that they will just rank them on the system they have for dealer standards. They want all of their dealerships to have the same signage and branding and architectural features. The aluminum composite material arch with polished inner band and spandrel glass with 45-degree angled mullions.
Oh my God. Okay. Read this for fun, like you're reading an ad.
Read this for fun, like I'm reading an ad. Oh, we're on Craigslist. Okay, what have you found on Craigslist? This could be amusing. It could also be total crap like it was last night.
It's both.
Do you know what I tried to do last night for radio drama because I hadn't written anything?
What?
I just grabbed at random the first movie off the shelf that I hadn't seen, which it turns out was Say Anything. Yeah, I haven't seen Say Anything.
Is it like a chick flick?
Yeah, kind of. John Cusack's in it.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Never seen it. All I know is like the Peter Gabriel trope from it.
Okay.
In your eyes, standing with a boombox. You know, that's
Right.
like an iconic image from people's youth that I totally missed. I was 8 when that movie came out. Give me a break.
Whatever.
But yeah, I basically tried to make up the story. And I found out that I'm like really big on like internal monologues and Greek choruses, and like this is how I view the world. Like story has totally left me. Like the whole notion of a beginning and a middle and an end to life, I can't even comprehend.
Yeah, whatever works, man.
All
Go
right,
for it.
so you found an ad on Craigslist. Is this in the TV, film, and video job posting?
I just clicked jobs and started going down.
Jobs. All right. TV show in search of hip hop coaches nationwide. $. Are you or someone you know a competitive hip hop coach with training results? Does your hip hop team come out on top more often than not? Are you full of energy, personality, and passion when it comes to hip hop? Are controlling parents taking away your focus from winning titles? We want you for a TV show that highlights hip hop competition. We are a top non-fiction television company seeking out the best of the best in hip-hop coaches. We are looking for extremely opinionated people who are not afraid to speak their minds. We are looking for the best from all over the country, so write in today. Please email your pics /video, bio info, and links on your hip-hop team and contact information. And this is reply to MMVJC-2958345319 at job.craigslist.org.
Oh,
and no, I am not reading that again.
That was awesome. Hey, you know what we got to do? I remember.
What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
I remember a while back, I wanted to do a.
If I could do a thing where it's just me sitting in front of a microphone and people pay me like $1,000 a day to just read whatever crap they give me. You know, like that.
What if it was
Don,
just like $50 a day?
What was his name? Don. He just passed away recently. He was the Inner World guy.
That he died? The movie guy?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
What was his last name?
I don't know, but I remember that. And he's like a big burly, not burly, but just a big dude.
Yeah, Don began with a
I can't believe that guy died. How old was that guy?
Don Movie Voice.
The movie guy is dead. Hey, okay, here's what we gotta do. We're gonna play a game. I remember I used to like I wanted to do a podcast, right? So, and because I knew it.
Don LaFontaine.
He's gone. Game over, LaFontaine. Game over. That's crazy. I can't believe. And that was his gig.
He got driven in limos and stuff. He had his life. He had a home recording studio set up. Stuff would come in off the fax machine.
Wow.
He'd just read it. It was his life.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
September 1st, 2008. Passed away.
Well, we gotta get some more clips of you reading stuff. We gotta get your voice out there, man.
Thunder Throat and the Voice of God.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you know what? Actually, let me ask you something. Because you're always posting up. You always post up not videos, but pictures and stuff. Like you're pretty solid on the social media thing. Like you seem to like to do it a lot.
I have a solid Facebook presence. I am addicted to documenting my life on camera.
Okay.
Largely due to my wonderful iPhone 4S, brought to you by Apple.
You got the one.
The camera on this thing is amazing. It's life-changing. I'm serious. It is. It has imbued me with so much. That's one of Brendan's favorite words. Brendan uses imbued in a very strange way.
He does.
Usually you say...
Well, he uses it a lot. I don't know.
Well, you say imbued with something. You would say, like, imbued with a sense of good times or imbued with a sense of melancholy.
All right.
It's like imbuing, you need to imbue something with something. Brendan will just say that something is very imbuing. It's very imbuing that we have had this conversation.
So like
it is very imbuing that I've hung out with people that I vaguely consider my intellectual peers, as opposed to most of the people I do comedy with. These are his words, not mine. He comes over to my house, hangs out with me and my friend Meg Strobel, and just listens to our feedback on world events, and it somehow serves to rejuvenate him. He's a fascinating human being. I don't know what he's doing with this whole hair shirt program.
What are you looking at?
Oh, my ex-girlfriend sent me a link to what I believe is an Andy Warhol Psycho watch.
Psycho watch?
Psycho. Psycho? Psycho. Not Psycho.
Oh, it's
Psycho
Psycho.
something different. No, I'll look at it later. Never mind. Limited editions. We are building a religion. We're now accepting callers for these pendant keychains.
What? Okay.
We're building a religion. We are building it bigger.
Hold on a second. I'm looking at the misconnections.
We're widening the corridors and adding more lanes.
Hey, do you ever look at this stuff?
The what now?
Misconnections on Craigslist?
Yeah, a couple of those have popped up for my friend Siobhan, weirdly enough. She gets them like every 6 months. Somebody says misconnection.
So
Girl.
she knows that they're sending it to her, or do they say her
Yeah,
name?
well, it's very, like, she gets into distinctive situations.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's in a stable relationship presently, so, you know. Siobhan McAlpin. Sweet girl.
Wow.
Believe it or not, for a brief time, her and Fox, the guy making the movie about, they shared a one-room apartment on Marshall.
So they slept in the same room, or
They had a bunk bed. It got
That's-
real interesting when Siobhan would bring boys home.
Wow.
Because Siobhan had the top bunk.
That. You know, I thought you were gonna say like it's interesting because they had bunk beds, but no, it's interesting because she had the top bunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. Fox woke up with one morning and like some dude's underwear was on its face.
Oh, jeez.
That was like
that
was the end of the road for him.
Yeah, that would have
that
been like
fun.
game over for me. That's horrible. I mean, look,
It's hysterically funny.
it's funny. It would have been like if I was on the bottom bunk, I would be like, okay, just let me know when you're gonna bring a dude home, and I'll sleep on the couch or on the floor. Or
Yeah,
with
look,
a
my
sleeping bag.
life that I would what I would have done with that sort of titillation at points in my life. I can remember like dorm situations and stuff where you like crane your ear up against the wall to listen to your like the who's ever in the next dorm room. Just because
going
your
at it.
life is so hopelessly vacant of such things.
That's because you're not stupid. That's because look, it's because you're not jumping on it, man. It's your life.
I know.
Nobody's stopping you.
I know.
boy.
I know. I'm stopping me. I'm my own worst enemy.
Could be. Look,
Who's painted a target on T.W. Hansen? It is T.W. Hansen.
Hanson. I love your voice, dude. It's fucking awesome. I mean, it's awesome. Sorry, Brandon.
Okay,
I swore.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Hey, dude, we don't have the FM transmitter yet, so this is just elaborate practice.
Okay, cool. Because I feel I'm trying really trying
And
to not
hopefully
swear.
by the time... Look, I want that changed myself,
swearing?
personally. The only... Well, among other things. All right, so what is the problem people have with swear words? When I was in religious education, they said to me, the problem with swear words is that people get offended. That's why it's wrong to use them.
So if people didn't get offended, it wouldn't be.
So if you didn't get offended, no harm, no foul.
Interesting.
So why don't we, as a people, seek to make these words absolutely ubiquitous and harmless?
Yeah, we'll put them in kid shows and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You take the venom out of these things, and ultimately it just becomes commonplace, and there is no sting.
All right, let's play a game, man.
Okay, play a game.
We got 20 minutes left. I opened up the misconnections page. You scroll around and find anyone and click on it.
Misconnections.
Read it, and I'll see if I can't give any advice on it, just for fun. Yeah, this is something.
Connections.
You're there already. Just
You
look
know,
for
I
one.
lost my virginity on Craigslist, and
Really?
yeah.
Can't say Craigslist. I'm doing anything for you.
Oh.
I remember I dated. I messed around and dated a couple chicks doing the online dating thing way
gotta
back
be
when.
Good. We did a terrible thing. Woman for man. I keep waiting for the guilt to set in, for my conscience to catch up with those few hours and my moral compass to point back to north. There's a burning hole. There's a burning hole. A burning hole. Where the line used to be. As we crossed it so fast, my head is still spinning, and the worst part is, I'd do it again. Every flashback and every replay makes my face flush and my knees weak. If it's not keeping you up nights, then what's the point? We did a terrible thing. Women for men, 72 miles west.
That's all it says. It didn't even say
Yeah, that's
what
it.
the
That's
what
all-
the
yeah.
terrible thing was.
All right, let's see what else.
Yeah, let's give us another one.
Looking for breast fetish. Woman for men. Men for women. 62 years old.
Nice.
Germantown. Hi, I liked your post and tried to reply. Please respond. Signed, Craig.
Wow. So wait, this Craig's a 62-year-old guy?
No, I think it's the Craig. That's a different Craig.
No, not Craig. I've seen.
Economawalk Kmart. Men for women, 32 years old, in Economawalk. To the gorgeous red-haired checkout girl at Kmart in Economawalk, I'd love to chat sometime. I was there on Saturday and can't stop thinking about you. Send me an email and I'll send you a picture. Really hope you see this. It's kind of sweet, actually.
Yeah, but you know what?
Cute.
There's a lot of those like that. But you know the reason that those go up is because the guys didn't have enough, not even guts. I mean,
I'll tell you something real weird. One of the last couple of times that Fox and I went up to Home Depot for me to spend a bunch of money on things making his future living space habitable.
All right.
Like the checkout girl, kind of cute girl. Again, red hair, glasses, just sort of. The nerd type, and that suits me.
Which is cute. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Those are good-looking girls.
Women, like attractive women, come in like 3 flavors.
I had a lot of flavors as far as
I know, but there's like 3 major ones.
Okay.
There's beautiful women, and there are sexy women, and there are cute women.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Weirdly, I go for cute.
Cute?
That's the path I don't know. I feel like I feel more comfortable.
Okay.
I feel less. With beautiful women, there is an expectation of making a certain path through society to be worth them. And with sexy women, there's an expectation of performance. With cute women, you can just have a cute time, and it's nice. There's none of the overarching obligations of social demeanor. There's too many power games. That's like the like subs and doms and all that stuff.
Right.
People really like a power dynamic to sex.
Right.
I'm as far away from that as possible. I don't want to think about power. I'm depressed enough about the government in my day-to-day life as it is.
Right.
I don't want to think about controlling another person or being in control of another person. I just want there to be like orgasms and lots of them and like just whatever 2 people can do to please each other. That is a good sexual encounter.
Ladies.
Ladies.
That's awesome.
But we come out of Home Depot and the checkout girl, right? And Fox says to me, "You should have given her your number. You 2 would have had like beautiful babies."
Hey, dude.
And I'm like, what the hell? No, because now he has 2 children. He has a 13-year-old daughter he's never met.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until 2 years after I started filming.
That's crazy.
She's 13 now. She was like...
But still, man.
Like
I've never met her?
No, never met her. I saw her once when she was like 2 weeks old.
Okay.
And the only reason that her mother knows who he is because the mother of his child stole his wallet.
Before he left?
Yeah, before he left. He was fresh out of boys' school, 18 years old.
Good plan. Good plan, Mom. That's crazy. So why didn't you ask her out, dude? Why didn't you ask the cute girl out?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
All right, what else do we want here? Men for men, the grind.
I can't. Well, maybe I can advise on that. Throw it up. See what happens.
Let's see here.
My dad'll shun me and.
All right, you.
Great.
Light red pants, Sperry's, green flannel, dirty blonde, well-styled hair. Me, gray sweatshirt, North Face, skinny jeans, black boots, and dark hair. You were sitting across from me at the grind. I was studying with my friend. It looks like you were a TA or tutor, helping a few people who came and went from your table. Your voice was very straight-sounding, but we kept making eye contact, so I'm not entirely sure. Either way, I think you're very attractive and have great style.
Oh, geez.
I wish there was another way of doing this, but I've never seen you on campus before and didn't want to miss the opportunity. Shoot me an email. Maybe we could get coffee or something sometime.
The dude already missed the opportunity. The opportunity was
the opportunity
right there.
was then. And I'll clue you in on something else. Mariella, bless her heart.
Your ex, right?
My ex.
Okay, cool. So
we clashed over the vegan thing sometimes. She's a very militant vegan.
Did she get like super upset when you ate meat?
She was pretty disappointed about it. Like the last time Oh, like I just didn't do it when she was around. But like she
Wow.
would spend hours at Whole Foods looking at the labels of their health and beauty products, making sure that her soap didn't have any like beeswax in it because honey is unfair to bees.
Right.
Like kind of a problem. But what's weird is like the other psychological thing, which never was a problem. She has some gender identity issues. Doesn't really like being identified as overtly feminine in public.
Okay.
And I mean
In public?
in public. So
Why is that?
I don't know. She wears a shirt and tie or blazer and stuff. And
Well, whatever. She's
short
hot.
hair.
She's hot.
Hot. The androgynous art school dropout. We all date one apparently. I was talking to my friend, the evil dentist, Dr. Cliff Davis in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Evil dentist.
The evil dentist, self-proclaimed evil dentist.
Okay.
Drives around in a black 1966 Lincoln Continental with a Glock locked up in the dashboard.
He is the evil dentist.
He is an evil dentist.
You know what that reminds me of is the evil dentist from what the
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yes, with the
Steve
motorcycle. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I love that guy. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you ever see like the bootlegged original ending of the movie?
No, what
Yeah.
happens?
Audrey eats everybody.
Really?
Yeah, and then it turns into a global crisis.
That is awesome. Can you YouTube that? Is that on
It's
YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah, the color print did not survive, so it's a black and white work.
Whatever, that's
but
totally
it's-
worth it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It made it a better movie. It really did. It was like a reprise of Somewhere That's Green. It was nice.
But it's important for.
But
right?
Evil Dentist,
For
Evil
that
Dentist.
happy
All right,
ending.
like we were saying, androgynous art school dropout. We all date one. My friend Dr. Cliff said the other one that we all date is the black girl that punches you in the face when you're doing it and you don't even care.
I've never had that. I don't think I ever want to.
I really think that's got to be a New Orleans thing. That's not a Milwaukee thing. That's a New Orleans
That
thing.
punches you
That's
in
of
the face?
limited relevance. Yeah. Well, again, like in sexual activities, I eschew violence. It's not my bag.
I've had.
I know some people go for it, but it's just not my bag.
I've had one girl slap me in the middle of sex, and that kind of screwed up the whole vibe.
Kind of screwed up the vibe. Well,
Yeah, I'm not into that, man. I
Well,
don't
you know,
want to
if
do that.
she.
But some women are like that. Like I've talked to other guys with that.
That's
with
amazing.
Women that like to play rough or whatever. But I've had women
had
that want to play rough, but I haven't had women
It's
that
so-
want me to be the submissive and slap the crap out of me. I've never had that.
I'm more willing to be submissive than I am the other.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just have a problem with power. I have a problem with authority, and I really don't want to ever be one.
But that seems like so clashing. Like if you have a problem with authority, but you don't want to play, but you always want to be the submissive. You know what I mean? It's like it's like you're trying to fight the power without being powerful.
And you wonder why I consider myself insignificant in the grand scheme of world events.
Yeah, you could, but who cares? Dude? It's your world.
That's true.
You know.
But where were we going with this?
Oh, we were screwing around with the dates on,
the dates,
on Craigslist.
right, the men for men thing,
Yep.
gender identity stuff. I found myself sometimes missing Mari so much that I will look at gay porn.
Why is that?
So it sort of reminds me of her.
I don't mean to laugh at that, but it's kind of funny. Look, man, it's fine if you miss somebody a lot.
Well, not like the hairy stuff, like the men, the body hair. No.
Help us out for
But
a
like
moment.
like
Are you doing the next show?
Like I don't know, like I don't know, like the cute boys in polo shirts. That's like her look. I go for that.
Okay.
All right. Hi there, T.W. Hansen. What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Pleasure to meet you.
Sam, good to meet you.
Filling in on the,
Did I see you last week? Where'd you?
No, I'm filling in for somebody else.
Okay, so somebody else. Okay.
All right. By all means,
Take your time.
sit in and.
Rest up here.
Okay, so continue. What's the gig with?
No,
with this chick?
that's it. That's
it?
That's it. It's not a joke. It's an anecdote.
Well, honestly, you were like.
I mean, my life is a joke. I'm still waiting for the punchline.
Yeah, but there's no.
Slow burn.
Nah.
Yeah, like Bob Newhart used to do, like a
Bob.
slow burn where where it turns into like an absolute fizzle, or you just let a line just die, just stand there like.
Just drag the silence out real nice.
That's life. That's the human
To you.
experience. That's my
That's
human
yours.
experience, yeah.
Because somebody else would say you'd say that somebody else would be like,
Yeah,
they'd be like, no.
I am every bit as exciting as an episode of Newhart.
Well, you want to change that? You want to make it better? Do you care?
Sorta.
All right.
I need to do something. I need to do something creative with my life.
You want to do so? You want?
I
Hey,
want to be creative and profitable. These are what this is what I want. I want to have enough energy to get up in the morning and jump out of bed and tackle whatever it is I want to do. I want to feel like doing something other than just lying in bed and playing Tetris on my phone every morning, because that's what I do.
Well, do you want to? Okay. So how about we do this?
It's Sam Capen, life coach here.
I need to do promo. I can use you to piggyback.
Okay.
And you can be my little testimonial, baby. Right.
As long as I'm not paying any money, it'll probably work. Because I did therapy when I was a kid for depression, and every time we get out of it, it would always be from my parents. We spent so much money on this thing. Why aren't you happy now?
Okay. Well, how about we do?
So paying money for therapy does not work for me.
No, seriously. How about me and you? We'll do 3 months. At the end of those 3 months, and we'll do a few times a week. We'll talk and stuff like that. If you think it's worth any money, and you can get that money, then you pay me. If not, who cares? I don't care. I don't even want any money from you.
Oh boy, I mean, my sense of value is so skewed.
If you feel like you owe me a quarter,
I bought Brendan dinner the other day, and I told him, flat out, he could have anything his little heart desired. You know what his little heart desired?
What, like a filet mignon?
$22 worth of steak from Outback Steakhouse.
No.
Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse.
I've never been to Texas Roadhouse. I want to go there so bad.
Well, they play crap ass modern country music and
that's why I want
give
to
you
go,
a bucket of
peanuts.
This
is the mess,
they
right?
Charge they charge you $19.99 for a New York strip, and then they charge you an extra $2 if you want some poorly cooked onions thrown on top of it, and that's what he wanted.
Wow.
And that's what he got. I was coming off a cold. I got a $4 bowl of chili. And the bill was $36.
Well, good thing you balanced it out with your $4 bowl of chili.
I'm like, you know what? If I volunteer to buy dinner for somebody and I say, get whatever your little heart desires, the sphere I operate in kind of paints like a $16 upper limit.
Hey, but, they don't know that.
I know they don't know that. But Brendan is like, if $16 is exotic for you, then I pity the small and petty life that you're living as he's eating the $22 steak that I just bought him. And I'm thinking, well, that's just a touch disingenuous.
Hey, I'm telling you, you made his day. That's all you need to know. I'd be happy if somebody bought me a steak.
We got to find him a roommate. Do you know how much cash he actually pays me to live in that $700 a month apartment?
No.
He does ostensibly $250 in favors and gives me $100.
So you hook him up.
He needs to get a roommate. I need to get some cash flow out of that. I can't make payments on the house.
It's probably bad on the radio, but we'll talk about that.
We'll watch it later. But this is the difference between me and him. You know how some people, like the CIA,
okay,
like value the concept of secrecy.
Right.
I don't. I think everybody should know everything about everybody at all times, especially if we can find out all of that information without involving the government. Because the government tends to involve that, they tend to glom onto that information and pull it in and keep it to themselves. The government does not share their secrets. The government is therefore unworthy of sharing secrets with. Have no secrets. Live as naked as possible. Throw it all out there. Everything short of like putting your PIN number online. I'm serious.
I'm down with that.
It creates natural morality.
Where people don't feel ashamed about weird stuff. That
Yes,
people,
feel no shame. Just don't ever do anything that you wouldn't be comfortable with everybody in the entire world knowing about. And watch what kind of social dynamic develops. You don't need to believe in God. You don't need the 10 Commandments. You don't need hate or vitriol or animosity towards anything that is other or different. Just live in the open. Embrace sunshine. Be men and women of sunshine. You know, Sunshine Week in Congress, which is ostensibly supposed to shed light on all of their pinky and whatnot.
All right.
I'm the sunshine man. Ask me anything. My life is an open book. I pride myself on that.
I'm going to take advantage of that because, well, first of all, we got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to have you close out in a little bit.
Okay.
But, look, are you down with doing this coaching thing? Look, if you feel like
I'll try it. Look, I got nothing else to lose. Now, very well, do I?
All you gotta
I mean,
do-
If you're offering to do this for free, I'll take I'll take free
Yeah.
life coaching. Sure,
yeah.
who wouldn't?
Okay, so we'll
Life coaching.
We'll
It
do
sounds
it.
like a Treasure Mammal song.
We'll Treasure Mammal song?
Treasure Mammal. Have you
Who's-
ever heard of Treasure
No.
Mammal? They're like this spandex-wearing, stuffed unicorn-humping band from Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow, it's kind of like
Their music is like a mismatch. You know what Beck was doing on Midnight Vultures?
yeah.
Think something like that, but going even stronger towards like pulling from self-help tapes as like a trope.
Weird.
They do the songs
Cool.
like Total Winner. You know, like this song is a journey of 1,000 miles in becoming a total winner. Are you ready to become total winners? I am. Let's go.
Dude, you got to send me like a clip or something.
You're a winner.
Can you send me that song?
You are worth it. You're the Hoover Dam in disguise. Yeah, it's like winners make it happen while losers let it happen. And it's winners make it happen while losers let it happen.
This is the song?
Yes, it's in the song.
Wow.
It is not enough to approach the mountains without a total winner memory. With a regular memory, one is not even able to see the mountains. I forget it. It's on my phone.
Whatever,
It's
that
on my
sounds
phone. I'll
awesome.
send it to you.
Yeah, please,
Look,
seriously.
Treasure Mammal, they just released their new full-length record.
Okay.
It's called Checkinize.
Can you get that on iTunes?
I'm not sure if you can get it on iTunes. I know you can get a metallic gold vinyl record. They actually cut it on metallic gold vinyl.
What?
No,
school.
Seriously, Abe Gill. He is a guy. He is a dude who does a thing. I wish I thought I was as awesome as Abe Gill thinks he is.
Hey, dude, we'll work it out. I'm
right.
serious. You think I'm joking? I'm serious, dude. You see what I do to guys. I'll do some stuff to you that
All right.
you're gonna have a great time in the next 3 months. I'll tell you right now.
All right, great. This
Okay.
is wonderful. This is fantastic.
All right, so
Wonderful.
we're done and done, son. Why don't you close it out?
All right, this is the end of the 2-hour-long Extemporaneous radio hour and second hours of Extemporadio here on RiverWestRadio.com. I am T.W. Hansen, filling in for Brendan O'Day as he is out with a drastic health issue. Joining me as per the usual for Extemporaneous is your usual host, Samuel Cabin of the Samuel Cabin Republicans.
Hey,
Not
you
to
can
be
find me
confused
on,
with the Log Cabin Republicans.
You can find me on samcaban.com
Sam
or
Caban.
powlove.com, where I've got a lot of my coaching and the date stuff and the bad date videos. Those are fun. So hit us up anytime you want. Oh, by the way, Brendan O'Day has an open mic every night, or not every night, every Wednesday night over.
Every
There
Wednesday
you go.
night at Stage Right Bar in the Miramar. Presented to you by Malcolm Tense Productions. It is open mic comedy, the only open mic comedy night with the 20-minute super slot. If you are coming in, if you're a hot up-and-coming comic, come and bring in your long set headline for us. Do the super slot. We love you. Everyone loves you. Much love is spread around, such as melted butter on like toast. Good.
All right, cut it.
Indeed. There we are.
Thank you very much, Hanson. You got it going on, baby.
Do what I can, which is limited.
Hey, if you do what you can, it's the way it's got to go.